Well, I'm 57 years old, and I've been in the car business for 25 years. I'm a sales manager there, so a lot of moving around, a lot of pressure, a lot of standing, that sort of thing. And it was about 12 years ago, my doctor, GP, says, he goes, "Hey, John, you're borderline diabetic." So I said, "What does that mean?" He goes, "Watch what you're eating." I'm like, "Okay, I watch everything I eat anyway, so that's no big problem." So I go along, just normal stuff, you know, and a few years later, I go in there and we went a trip to Las Vegas, and I thought, well, this is great. You know how a bunch of guys, no women allowed, so, you know, big time fun. So we go over there and we're drinking, and I figured, well, a breakfast drink was White Russian, you know. We hit that in the mornings till about noon, then move on to the hard stuff. And it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. We were up there about 4 or 5 days, and my vision was a little blurry, which is normal. If you spend 4 or 5 days in Vegas, that's average. Problem was it would never come back. So I go back to my doctor, and he goes, "Well, you're full-fledged diabetic." So I'm like, "What does that mean, Doc?" He goes, "Here, you got to take these glucotrol pills. 1 pill a day, check your blood." I'm like, "Okay." So I take 1 pill a day, check my blood, go on about life, never thinking any more about it. So as I move along, I didn't even know what this thing, A1C, I had no idea what that was. I never knew what they were talking about. I get my blood work done. Well, I found out the hard way. It was one day I'm sliding off the bed, put my feet on the floor, and my legs weren't there. And it feels like it's a vice on them, and the bottom of my feet feel like I'm walking on hot sand. And I find out that's peripheral neuropathy. Most of what I learned about all of this stuff is on the internet, because my doctor is a GP. I also found out there's a doctor called the endocrinologist, which is a diabetic guy. So I figured, well, now I guess I'll go see him, right? So I go see this guy, and it turns out that he's a pretty good guy. My A1C was 8.4 at the time, and he said if I'd met him a couple years earlier, I probably wouldn't have this peripheral neuropathy part. The little thing called a virtual tracker, which is pretty cool, because now I can't write stuff down. I forget it just like everybody else. You know, you got your little bloody paper and you got all this stuff, and then it's just scribble. The virtual tracker actually tracks everything, and it puts it down. Like if I'm having a bad day, or I've got a herniated disc right now and they're giving me injections in the spine which spike my numbers up, all I got to do is call my doctor. He goes on the website, puts in my code, my username, and there it is. He can read my chart instantly. I don't have to make an appointment. I don't have to go down there. I don't have to do anything. Over the phone, he can diagnose, tell me if he needs to change my medication. It's very cool. You can only, that's an old car saying, but you can only manage what you can see, and with the virtual tracker, you can see it as plain as day. You can look at it all day long. It's a great website in itself, but the fact that it monitors every single move, it has a spot for my A1C, for everything, for the way I eat breakfast, all my readings at different times of the day, and when it spikes out, it's fantastic. It's done a good job for me. I hope, if I had this virtual tracker 2 years ago with my endocrinologist, I wouldn't be in the shape that I'm in right now with this peripheral neuropathy. So, but it's here, and it's here to stay, and it's a great, great tool.